Okay, I'm hoping this is working. Happy Monday, Happy New Year, happy all the things. I thought I'd come on here today because I'm going to share my latest thrift store haul with you guys. I should say hauls because this was not all one day. This is over a period of weeks. But I always like to see what other people are finding, and you guys liked my last haul. So if you can see me and hear me, let me know that this is working. I always feel like there's a lag, but and if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, I think this is working. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. I have found some good things. So some of these things, at this time of year, I am always cleaning out our house. I have purged every single room in our house, almost every drawer, every closet, every nook and cranny. And I just like to get rid of the old and the things I don't love anymore. So some of these things I will use in our home. Some of them I have a online shop here because people were asking me to buy some of the things I was finding. So I thought it might be fun to put some of those things on. So I would put some of these things in the shop. And some of these I will use as projects to share with you guys. So that's what I do. And when I say thrift stores, I was trying to think of the questions I get when I share this stuff. It can be a Goodwill, a Salvation Army. We have a St. Vincent's here. We have Restore here. We used to have there's some other ones. A lot of you said that you guys have like mission type stores. We don't have a ton of those here, but anything like that. So that's what I categorize as a thrift store. Anything like that. So, okay, where do we start? I have all these things and I don't want to bore you guys, but I have so many fun things. Okay. Let me just start here. I need to go through my Easter stuff. I do not really decorate for Easter anymore. Now that the kids have gotten older, there are some spring things that I will bring out. But when I saw this, I had to get him. So he is heavy, like solid brass. He almost looks like a threshold thing from Target, but I don't know. So if one of you guys have seen this at Target, it might be that, but I loved him. Matt is hoping that we get to fill this with candy. Only Matt would say that, but he's like solid. I could not believe I found him. So he will definitely be going out during the spring or around Easter this year. And then you guys know my love for baskets. And this one, I love these that have the flat back. So great to use in my office, or this one's kind of a bigger one. And it's got the tag on it, Shaker Collection by Basketville. I mean, I don't know if that really means anything. I just love the look of the wicker and that it was a flat back because you can hang these anywhere, like in your mudroom or in right off the front door or the door that you use most often to drop hats, mittens, and stuff in there and just stay a little more organized and have it still look really cute. So I always pick up these baskets. And then I have kind of a lot of favorite finds, but this one, oh my gosh. Okay, so the first thing obviously is this frame, and that I loved, but all the green in this, I have to kind of move back so you guys can see it, makes me so happy. So I am hoping that I can use this in our living room. I have not really decorated since I've taken down all of the Christmas decorations. And I kind of love that. I kind of like to just sit with it being empty for a while. I don't know. I just want to feel inspired again. And so I've been hitting the thrift stores and just trying to find some new things to add to the house and just some new, because it's cheap. It's a cheap way to decorate and it's frugal. And so I don't feel bad about doing it. So changing things up. So I have my little heating blanket on here. My office is cold downstairs. That was one of my favorite finds. I loved all the green. And then this, oh my gosh. Like I said, some of these things will be going in. At first, when I saw it on the shelf, I thought it was like 3 pictures with this old frame. But when I got, I did not want to. When I got closer and picked it up. Oh, here. Okay, you guys, really? This isn't rocket. Okay. So it's actually a little like keepsake box. Look at that. With this old mirror in it. Oh my gosh. So love that. That was really cool. And then here next to me, I picked up, I think there are 1, 2, 3, there's like 5 wire baskets that would be great in our garage or like in the storage room kind of by our laundry. So I picked up those. They're large. I won't lift those up. But I found this little guy. I love the color. I love that it's got that's an eagle or what? So I need to look this up and see if there's but I just loved the color and the size of this. You guys know that I like this clay like jugs things, and this one is handmade and it's green. I loved this one too. So handmade by this person. But again, I just love, these are so cool on mantles in like our hutch, on shelves, and then you can add things to it. You don't have to add things to it. Set it on some old books to get some height if you need some height on some shelves. But it just adds a lot of interest, and nobody else is gonna have one like this. So that's why I love pieces like this. Okay, I want to make sure I do not drop that picture. Okay, what's next? Okay, I did find some furniture pieces that I'm going to be doing in the membership group, making them over and sharing them. So I don't have those in here, but I found this wood little stool. I love these little stools, so I had to pick this up. And then I have some things over here that are hang tight for a second. Okay. So if you've been here for a while, you know that I love, there's a lot of stuff. So this is a McCoy little planter, and this is a McCoy little planter. How fun is this? For Easter and spring. And then I thought I had another one. Maybe I don't know. I might be thinking of something else. This, you guys know I love white pitchers. Again, put things in them all year round. Put Christmas trees in them at Christmas and spring. And this is from Bennington Potters. That doesn't really matter, but I do always pick things up and read the bottom and see if there's any, just so then if it's a really cool piece, I can kind of research it and get a little more history about it. But so I grabbed this one. I love those pictures. I have a picture of these. It was last Christmas. It's up on the blog, but they were all lined up on our mantle and they all had Christmas trees in it. And I have one green one that I kind of put in the mix, but so they kind of look good all collectively together. And so yeah, I always pick those up. And then I thought this was so cool. So this is, it's a container by, I'll lift it up, Guildcraft in New York, but it has like a texture to it. It's, if you guys can see this. So that's not just like an illusion. It actually is. It looks like an embroidered thing and it kind of feels like that. It's like the craziest little, again, I love this old brass here. It's functional. You could put whatever in it, but I thought this would be a cool piece on a dresser or like on a shelf too. These were so cute. So they're just little oil lanterns without the tops, but wouldn't these be fun for the summer, just to put these on a shelf and stuff or bring them out for the summer? I thought these were really cute too. They're small. They kind of look big there in the camera, but they're small as I cling them together and break them. I found another 60-hour, I think it's called 60-hour, right? Candle, but this one's a lot different than the one I have. So I picked that up. And I shared this one thing on stories. I love this thing. It's a magnifying glass, brass, heavy magnifying glass. So I found this kind of a while ago, but since I shared my last haul. And then I found this little brass hanger. There's hooks down here. So this would be cute on its own or on like a chunky old piece of wood. Doesn't even have to be chunky, but just a piece of wood hanging inside for keys and stuff right inside the door that you mostly use. And then always pick up this stuff. So this looked interesting to me and I'm like, you know, it is an old, what do I want to say? Oatmeal box. You know, the tops, the oatmeal box, and it, well, here you can see it there. So somebody made this little case. Look at this thing. It's an old tape measure inside here. So how cool is that? And then you, I don't want to break this. And then you just do this, and then it comes back in. I mean, and somebody took the time to make its own case. So I thought that was pretty cool and fun. Wood vases will always be put in my cart. I always share these when I go to Target and other stores, and they are so expensive. I'm not going to spend $25 or $30 on a wood vase. And this isn't old or anything. Oh, it just doesn't, it just says it's for dried use only, don't put water in it. But I love these on shelves and stuff. They add height. This, you guys can tell me what this is. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a homemade thing, but it's wood and it's got this like copper on it and it's got a name inside. So I don't know what that is, but just cute like this on a shelf. And then I found this little guy, which usually you only find the top or you'll just find the bottom. So it was kind of a surprise to find them both together. So I found that little guy. I found a couple more glass frogs, floral frogs. You guys know what those are? These things. I kind of put everything on this table, and I didn't want to do any of the decorating or anything over break, but I put everything on this table in my office, and now I'm excited after I share it with you guys. I can kind of put things around and start decorating. And I will share that with you guys too, the process of what I do and when I'm doing it. This guy, I always like to add, it's fake obviously, but I usually can't keep anything alive. But I love the green. I like to add this stuff after the holidays, just green, faux, whatever. Real's great. If you can keep them alive, it's great. I do have one plant. I think I shared it on here. Gabrielle did like a plant thing at a birthday party, and the thing is still alive. And I think I've watered it 3 times. It must just be, are there some plants that don't need water? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's still alive. And I liked the brass little vase too. So if you didn't like the greenery, that's what I was going to say. If you didn't like that greenery, pull that out and use the vase for something else, or find some other greenery at a thrift store. Or okay, I got to get up again and share this because you guys know my love for tiered trays. I've shared how to style them, and I couldn't let this one. I'm like, I don't need another one. But I could not let this sit at the thrift store. So yeah, I had to pick this one up. It's got little feet on it. You can use these for so many things. Great for gatherings and parties, or, well, when that comes back to normal. But also great for just decorating. If you have an island or something, big countertop, it's great for that. Can you guys tell I'm struggling here? I don't have enough room. Okay. So these, I thought these were so fun. They're just the old enamelware little bowls. This is gonna be loud, sorry. But I haven't seen them. I never find them in yellow, and I thought this was so cute for spring. And the fact that there's 3, so now this is how my mind works, is, so that tiered tray, we have made tiered trays out of things like this. So you'd have 1, 2, and then I need another thing. So you'd have 1, 2, and 3 with a dowel or something in between them. You could definitely do that. This is just a fun pop of color in spring and summer. So add some greenery into it, or put it on a entryway table for your keys and stuff. Or I just like the color. You could hang these up too on the back of a shelf if you wanted to, but I just really like the fun spring color. And then I cannot believe this is there. So if you guys saw with my Christmas stuff I just love plaids, and like old plaids, old, what are they? Picnic baskets. And I only have 1. No, I have 2. I have my mom's, and I think I lost the lid to hers, but hers is red and I have a green one. But then this, so it's usually not in my color. So I don't know if you guys, Like, I was so excited about this, and it wasn't in like the special case where everything gets marked up. It's actually like the real, it's the cooler. It is the cooler. So, oh, here, it's kind of on this side, isn't it? But, so yeah, so this will be fun at Christmas time or summertime. These are cute for summer too, like in our back porch or something if I decide to keep that one. And then, oh, I have something else there on the floor that I can show you. Here's another, again, when I found a pair of these, my kids are still home today. There was an in-service day. I asked one of them to come down and be like my Vanna White. Neither one of them wanted to. Okay, I'm gonna scooch back again. I have a pair of these. You guys. Okay, so love them as they are. They were very inexpensive. The lamps, they're in perfect condition, but these would also, so like, this is what I always think. Well, if I don't need them for a lamp, the price was just so good. So you could take this lamp part out and use these as wood vases or wood candlesticks just on your shelf. You could take the wiring and everything out and just do that. Or you could keep them like this. They're like vintage lamps. But they're cool again, right? With the wood, and then this might be too dark. We don't get tons of natural light, so I don't know if they're gonna work. Again, I've just been keeping these things, just kind of as I pick things up, I've just been keeping them here so I can share them with you guys and then figure out if I can use them or not. And then there's one more thing over here. Oh, goodness. Okay. I didn't even check. Is my desk all messy back there? I just keep it real here with you guys. So this old mirror. So I think I am actually going to change the color of this. And again, I would share that whole project with you guys, but it is just the perfect size. It's small. That's kind of weird seeing in the mirror, but it's just the perfect size. It's an old one in the back here. Oh, when I see this, this makes me that like old wood, and it just makes me so happy. So yeah. So I was excited to find some things to hang. That was just a brass bunny. I didn't break anything. I was excited to find things to hang on the wall because that's where I just kind of got rid of so much that I just am looking for new things. I think that's everything. I'm sure there's something upstairs that I forgot to bring down. I did find a couple of furniture pieces that I told you guys about. But yeah, so it's been kind of fun. I was going to say too, when I can see that people are here now. Now is the time to go to your thrift stores because so many people want to get organized or just declutter or whatever. And so they're getting rid of, I think I've taken, my neighbor wanted a lot of the stuff, but I've taken bags and boxes to the local thrift stores as I'm going through the entire house. So now is the time to go. If you guys have thrift stores around, head to them and check them out. Okay, Baskerville was in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, is that right? And has been out of biz for years. I feel like a lot of the baskets I have found, I shared something the last time I did a live, and what was it? I can't even remember what it was. But somebody messaged me that that's been out of business for a long time. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, see, I already learned something about the basket. That duck, I think he's so cool. And to find them and they're not like all broken and is pretty fun. Okay. Deb, this has been over weeks, and like I've been in a few stores a couple times and walked out with nothing. So, and sometimes I just walk out with one thing. So if I love it, like some things I know instantly. Like I saw that cooler up on a tall shelf, and I'm like, it's going to be so expensive, and it wasn't. But I knew right away I was going to pick it up. These lamps, when I saw them and they were above the kids' clothes. So that's another good tip when you are thrift shopping. Don't just look, like if there's a lamp aisle or a decor aisle or a whatever. Look everywhere, because you have a lot of people that'll go in there and then they'll set things down. Oh, a biscuit? What's kind of smaller? Okay, squirrel. You will have people that set things down in different areas, or like you'll have like a mom's got a cart full and then she goes over to her kids in the toy aisle and then she decides she doesn't want something and she'll set down lamps in the toy section, or, just check every aisle. I have found things underneath clothes aisles. Like, you'll find stuff like this underneath. Are we back in business? Because I just got a phone call and it said it paused. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? Because it said that it paused and now I'm worried that this just quit. I don't see any. Can you guys hear me? It looks right, but it said it paused it. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. So anyway, look in all the sections. So don't just look where you think that decor and stuff would be. Look in every section. And it doesn't have to take long. A lot of people say, I don't have time to do it. Where do I find time? Like if you've just got 10 minutes and you're driving to, I don't know, the grocery store, or you're going to work, or you've got a lunch break and you're near a thrift store, take 10 minutes just to walk through really quick. Once you get in a routine, you can do it pretty quickly. Glass frogs, yes. I think I'm going to put some of those in the online shop. They're so fun. Yeah, a succulent plant. Okay, so I've actually killed those in my house. But this one kind of goes up, and maybe I'll just share another post in stories or something today if I think about it, of the thing. And you guys can tell me. I don't think it's a succulent, but I'm looking through all these questions from before, so I'm hoping this still works. We're still live. I mean, the numbers aren't changing. The blue plaid cooler, could you believe that? I couldn't believe that. And it had the lid. The Yeti of the 50s. Oh my, yes. Yes. I'm like, I was telling Matt, I'm like, we can use this. Like, how cute would that be to take that? I mean, do you think it works? It's got to work. I don't know. I just think that stuff is fun. The lamps. Beverly in Georgia, right? So would you keep them as lamps? Would you keep them as they are? Or would you use them? Like I said, I think they work. I haven't tried them yet, but they were such a good deal. I had to bring them home. The mirror is good too. I know. Why am I thinking I had another mirror? Now that I don't know. I'll share other stuff if I find it, but I tried to bring everything down here as I was getting it. Lisa, you need the mirror. Okay. It's such a good size. Such a good size. Brazil. Hello from Brazil. What time is it in Brazil right now? Okay. Okay, we're good. Now I'm getting down to where people are saying we are good. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, can hear me. Could you guys, I want to know. I just logged on. Can you put it up in the tips and images as I've missed them? So I've just been kind of just sharing the different, and this should be live. It should stay on my feed. I think they go to IGTV after I'm done. I've just been sharing some of the things that I have found recently in my thrift stores. I'm just kind of ready to redecorate. I got rid of so much stuff, and so I'm just kind of ready to just get a little refresh. So I headed to the thrift stores. I've been heading to the thrift stores on and off here for the last couple of weeks. So I kind of saved it all here so I could show you guys live the different things that I had found, and just some tips for shopping your thrift stores. Check every aisle. It doesn't have to take 4 hours. Take 10 minutes. What else did I say? The reason I say check every aisle is because like these lamps I found on top of the kids' clothes. So these cool lamps. You know what? I'm going to see if they're going to work in our family room. Where I kind of showed you where I painted those lamps. So I thought these are a little shorter, so I'm going to see if they work. But yeah, and learn your thrift store sales. So they always have different sales depending on the thrift store. It could be daily. It can be weekly. And sometimes when they get so over, like let's just say your local thrift store has a ton of furniture for some reason, or a lot of books. They would usually do half price books day or half price furniture day just because they need to move some of that stuff. So learn the sales at your thrift stores too. So I want to know, do you guys have thrift stores? Do you guys shop thrift stores? And always go in. And always go in with a budget. I find things all the time. And a lot of our thrift stores now, some of it's not even like old or vintage, or they will just mark up things, and it's really getting pretty bad around here. So yes and yes. I have a budget for everything. So I've been doing this for so long. Oh, for sure, Caroline. Yeah, and it'll save in here. So I'm losing my, I can't remember the other tips I shared, but what I shouldn't do is read these when I'm trying to talk, because now I lose my train of thought. So what was I saying? So a lot of our thrift stores are marking up things. I mean, it's getting outrageous. And so since I've been doing this for so long, I kind of know like what I would pay for something like this, or finding the cooler with the lid, or an old mirror, what I will and what I will not pay. A lot of times I know I will pay, let's just say $5. And if it's anything under than that, it's for sure. If it's anything over than that, I let it go because it's just not worth it to me. And so always go with the budget, because you can, I mean, it's a frugal way to decorate, and you can always sell the things you're not using, or, but you can blow your budget at a thrift store just like you can not as quickly maybe. The pieces aren't as expensive. Lana keeps walking back and forth. I think he's going to play basketball. But you should have a budget no matter how you're shopping or where you're shopping, and always know your price points. So that is always important. Twice a week. Oh my gosh. Do you find so many good things? You go twice a week. You only have a few. Yes, Lisa, I get that. It is good to go in. It's kind of hard, but it's good to go in with an idea in mind. Like, I need things to hang on the wall, or I need a mirror, or I need a picture, or I just want to do the living room. But when you're at a thrift store, if you see it and it's a great price, you should probably get it. But a lot of these little items, they're just decorative, decor pieces that you would sit. But then I always think too, if you bring something new in, have something else go out. And so that's why it's one of my favorite times to go thrifting, because I've cleared a lot out and I'm just ready for some new. Yeah, the prices are ridiculous sometimes. And I always think, don't you want to move this stuff? Like, I would think they would want to, keep moving things. So it's crazy. And I know they have sale days and stuff. And so maybe that really helps them, get rid of the stuff. But thrift stores in Ireland. See, I think like England, Ireland, all of those places, I would be like France. Do you guys have a lot of markets type of things? We don't have, we do, but not like very local where I'm not really having to drive anywhere. But I think it would be unbelievable to do that. Yes, Restore, go to furniture yes, for sure. Rehabbing furniture at Restore. Our Restore is not very good, but I've been finding some small things and some furniture pieces there. Some of them are just, their prices there are just ridiculous. But so that's another tip. Keep going. A lot of people think, oh, you just find great stuff all the time. I don't, but you have to keep going. You just have to make it part of your schedule, or just, once a week, try and go, but you have to keep going. You just have to keep going to find the good stuff. So remember last time I was on here sharing this, I'm like, wouldn't it be fun to get in an RV and go thrift, do a show like Guy on the Food Network, and just go all around and go to all the thrift stores in different areas and see all the different things you could find? Literally, that would be so much fun. Okay, that's a great idea. And date night. Matt loves to do it just as much as I do. So yes, if we're ever out and about running an errand, or when we used to go out to dinner and all that kind of stuff, if we were near one, we would always go through. And some of them do that. And I love that they do that. None of them around here do it. Every 100 points, you get a $10 coupon. I think that's so smart. I think the Restore in a city near us does something like that. I just think it's so smart. It's kind of a way to reward those customers and have them keep coming back, which I think is a smart thing. Okay, so it's hard to clear out. How do you part with your items? So one of the things for me, and here's, I know not everybody, I love cleaning and organizing like almost to a fault. And so, and if there's things taking up space in my home or in like a closet or in a drawer and they're all messy, I can mentally tell that I'm not settled, if that makes sense. And so I have to get things in order, and I have to get rid of things that we aren't using or aren't loving or doesn't fit or whatever, just to make it more settled, me feel more settled around here, and just to make the house function a little better. I mean, it's just chaos when there's so much stuff. And like, what I like to say is like your memories with things. I mean, there's certain, like the things that the kids have written to me, or I have not kept every single thing they've ever painted, or there's always those special ones that I've kept. And some of those I have framed, and but the memories aren't in the things, right? Like the memories are in your mind and in your heart, and but it's not really in the things. So maybe that would help if you thought about it that way. But I would love to know, and these don't tell me your name. So is it Mountaintop Shop? Like, what kinds of things do you have a hard time parting with? And if you knew, like, here's one thing, if you just got, a whole bunch of stuff together and you knew you could sell it and make money, instead of just like taking it to a thrift store, would that make you feel better? We do sales usually twice a year, but with the way things have been, it hasn't worked out that way. But, oh my gosh, Lisa, could you imagine? Could RV with you? I think it'd be so much fun to do a show like that. And then maybe if you could do like different spaces around and just decorating with the things you find, I think it would be so much fun. But so I just think, and if you get in a habit of doing it, even my kids, they will say, mom's in her organizing mood, but they kind of know the routine. And this time of year, they know it's kind of a big thing. And I don't want to store things that I don't love and I know I'm not going to use. Living in a smaller home helps that, because I can't, I don't have like a huge storage room or a huge storage closet. So if new things come in, I've got to put those things somewhere, and I don't want it to look cluttered. I want it to be aesthetically pleasing and but just not cluttered, if you know what I mean. So that just kind of helps. Do I upcycle everything like spray painting, ceramic pieces, or hand painted pieces? I do a lot of upcycling and repurposing. You can go to my website, mycreativedays.com, and you will see that we try to upcycle and repurpose whatever we can. And there's nothing here. Well, this is kind of like a repurposing, right? If you were to make this into a stand, that light is kind of crazy. So if you were to make this into a stand, we are always finding cool things like this, and then finding a way to use them in a different way is something Matt and I both love to do. Anytime we run into any old wood or old, I'm trying to think of something else I could say, besides old wood, but old tables we have found for free, or at a yard sale or something, but the wood on it, or the table legs, are amazing. We will snatch that up really quick, and then just kind of have a stash of old wood pieces and table legs or things like that are just really cool, but we don't know what we're going to do with them yet. And then when I come up with I'm always thinking of projects. And so we've got kind of a stash of really cool things that we can upcycle and repurpose into new ways. So kind of like how I said with this piece. So I love this brass little bike, and it's got the little hooks here, but I would take an old piece of wood that we had from something else. Matt would take the old piece of wood that we had from something else, and he would put it on there, and that's how I would hang this on the wall. just like this on the wall is just, I would want to make this more substantial and like more of an art piece kind of on the wall. And so I would use one of those, like an old piece of wood or something. So yes, I upcycle and reuse. If I'm at a thrift store and just find something really cool and I don't know what it is, or yeah, I will try and look for ways to upcycle for sure, or repurpose it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so great. Yeah. So the items that memories are attached to, it's hard. And I usually say, find yourself a tote or a box or a keepsake. I mean, this is probably too small, but you know, these cool little pieces that you find at thrift stores, and limit yourself to this. And then really, like, I mean, it's kind of therapeutic too. I don't know. I think it is. Really go through those items that you think you have a hard time and really only choose the things that really tug at your heartstrings, or that really they've really got a lot of memory to them. Okay. Do you have any other questions? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here, Caroline. I love doing this. I love doing this. I could do this and talk your ear off for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I'm happy to do it. If you guys like these kind of hauls, I will keep doing them as I find things. The thrill of the hunt, like I said last time, that's where my heart is. That is where my heart is. I have so much fun just looking and hunting for things. I just wish I had 15 houses that I could just decorate and just, because, you know, I can only do so much. So I'm telling you, the RV trip, let's think of a name for this show. The RV trip, thrifting around the world or something would be a lot of fun. Okay, do you guys have any other questions? Want to see anything else? Some of these things will be on, it's my Creative Days shop. That is the shop page. And so I do put things on there every now and then just because people were asking me. And so it's fun for me because some people don't have thrift stores or can't find these things, so it's fun for me to offer some of these things to you guys, for those of you that can't get out or can't. Okay, Deb, I'm going to keep doing this. I don't know if once a month, because like I said, I'm not guaranteed to find things. So maybe once a month, or as I'm finding things, so then I don't have to just wait here and have everything in a pile. And then I think it'll be fun to kind of show you, for the things I am keeping and using, I'll kind of show you how I put them together. I can do that in the feed and in stories too. So if you guys are watching both of those, I can show you if the lamps are going to work, or and if the lamps didn't work, I think I will really take these apart and use them. So here's another repurpose idea. So when I'm at a thrift store or a yard sale or wherever, and I see this and I really love this part of it, or like I shared the other day, that wood Christmas tree stocking holder the other day. When was that? I don't know, a month ago. I didn't like the stocking holder and I didn't like the star, but I loved the wood grain of the wood Christmas tree. So I just took it apart. So it's kind of like these are expensive in the wood candlesticks or the wood vases in stores. And so, I mean, if the lamps aren't going to work, I would repurpose those and use them for something else. But the lamps are really cool like they are, right? So, and then the same with now all the ideas are coming to me. Something like this. I love brass. If I didn't love this greenery, I've got other ones that I've picked up that I can just slide in here, or use this on your desk for pens and, pencils or markers for the kids or whatever. But I'm always thinking outside the box, and people say, yeah, I just don't have that, or I'm just not that. It didn't start out that way. It's just from going, and I'm always on Pinterest. I'm always looking through magazines, watching HGTV, watching, reading books, all those kinds of things. And I find inspiration and I find ideas. And so those are kind of stored away, or you've seen it once and then you come to a thrift store and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember seeing that expensive whatever, and this is it, or this is so similar, or I just have to paint it and I'll get that same look. And so that's kind of how it works for me, and just doing it over and over, it just helps. So practice makes progress, not perfection, makes progress. So, okay, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to hop off here, and I'm thinking this video will save, we're hoping, And I will hop on again here soon. Hopefully I have more finds to share with you guys soon. So, okay, have a good rest of your Monday. And I will check back in later. They've moved where you stop all these. Okay.